Alright, I'm going to get started here in just a sec. Just do a quick live stream, Flight Simulator 2020. Doesn't come out until tomorrow, yet there is a little bit of a workaround where you can actually set your computer region to a particular country and download it early. So that's what I did. We're going to take off from Livermore, which is my local airport here in California, and fly around the bay. Just kind of get a little bit of a feel for how it runs. Just real quick. Alright, cool. So welcome to Flight Simulator 2020. This is supposed to be as real as it gets. Which audio is rough? Is it the voice audio or is it the game audio? Because right now all you're going to be hearing is like air. Let me turn on the monitoring for this. Alright, test. Can't turn this up yet.
Curious, does that change anything? If not, I'll switch to a different microphone. That's a little bit better. That's interesting because I just turned the... So I'm using an actual aviation headset. I have it plugged into my computer. Turning on the noise cancellation seems to make it better. Turning off the noise cancellation, I guess, makes it sound pretty rough. Let me switch to my other mic. Oh. Alright, let's try that. Is that any better? It was like super peaking. It wasn't peaking earlier, but now when I turned on the noise cancellation, it just like totally pegged. So let me know if this is any better. If not, I'll just switch to my other mic. I'll get this all squared away before we take off. And so we're sitting on the ramp at Livermore, my local airport here. Let's do some camera work and pop outside. So we're on the ramp. And I usually start actually over here, which is the northeast hangars. That's kind of where my flight club has all of their planes. This starts me a little bit closer to the General Aviation ramp. This is supposed to be the tower. You can see the autogen isn't perfect. It's alright. Alright, cool. I'll pop back into the internal. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see if all the buttons work. I just plugged my setup in, so I actually haven't flown yet. I haven't configured anything. I want to see how everything works. Mixture is bound correctly. Throttle is bound correctly, so that's good. The view is not a look, so I'm going to have to right click and move, which is fine. Trim's all set. I'm actually hiding the yoke, but the yoke is working, which is good. Let's see. Beacon switch works. We'll do beacon and nav lights. We'll get our battery on. Now we'll get the ATIS. do this, and then we'll...
Livermore Airport information, Kilo 2300 Zulu. Line 256 at tree. Visibility, niner. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 14. Dew point, 1 tree. Altimeter, 29.902. Visual runway 25 left and ILS runway 25 right in use. Landing and departing runway 25 left and runway 25 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Kilo.
Alright, we have Kilo, so let's go ahead and switch to ground. And let's see, we'll go west.
Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha ready to taxi departure to the west with Lima.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha taxi to and hold short of runway 25 right using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Alright.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 right using taxiway Alpha Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Taxi light on, leave our strobe and our landing light off for now. We'll give it full right rudder and unfortunately probably hit this random guy who's sitting in front of my airplane.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Alright, what other traffic do I have?
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, continue taxi.
Okay.
Roger, Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Go ahead and lean out for our taxi. I'll move this out of the way. Now, Flight Sim 2020 doesn't interface with Foreflight or any of the other flight planning services that I use, so this is going to be just totally kind of a pure VFR flight, if you will, just flying around as I can see stuff. Honestly, this looks really, really well done. We do have a little bit of a driveway kind of thing here for ground traffic. We got a fuel truck up here. These are the hangars. Usually, these are the hangars that we park in. Not 100% perfect, but they look pretty good. We don't have the doors in the front like that. Ours are just sliding doors, just sliders. Does it look choppy on the stream? Because it's super smooth for me. Is anybody else saying it's choppy? Because both my preview window and the game itself are smooth. Just let me know. And we don't have these giant blue lights like this. They're maybe like about that high. But I understand why they're there. Yeah, preview window looks fine on my computer. But usually the hangar I pull out from is right there. There's actually like 5 hangars, I think, in this. And then there are no lights here, but again, this is just nitpicking. This would be the run-up area, so if I were going to do this flight for real, I would pull in there and basically test the engine, make sure that everything's running properly before taking off. We'll just go ahead and hold short 25 right and contact tower. Here we are, 25 right. And we'll switch to tower. And takeoff clearance.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha at runway 25 right ready for takeoff departure to the west.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha cleared for takeoff runway 25 right west, departure approved.
Alright, we'll get a landing light, strobe light on. We'll acknowledge that takeoff clearance.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right, Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Mixture full rich. Lights are set. Camera. Let's see. We're on VFR standby and action. We're good. We're simulating, so I don't really care about doing run-ups and stuff like that. Wind check, linking to windsock. It's calm. 25 right, 25 right. Let's go. Full power. much left turning tendency. Airspeed's alive. Rotate. Holy sheet. That's really sensitive, so I'll probably have to adjust that. Wow, that's sensitive. Alright. Let's go ahead and climb out at like 73, 74. See if the trim is working. Is it? Yeah, it is, but it's really sensitive.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Why, thank you, overly verbose air traffic controller.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha, continue for west departure.
Alright, so the trim is terrible. See if I can adjust this a bit. This way. Right about there. Let's see if that works. I want to be a little bit more nose down. And let's switch to our exterior view so you guys get a little bit of a show. Turn down the game volume a bit. Alright, so, yep, that looks like Livermore. Looks pretty good. Looks like they fixed the trees, so that's awesome. The trees used to look overly large. I guess they still kind of do over here, but looks a lot nicer now. Mount Diablo over in the distance. And we're just going to kind of fly over this way. We'll go over towards San Francisco and Oakland. We'll fly over those two airports, see what they look like. And hit up the bridges, Bay Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge. We'll take a look. And now I know one thing that wasn't simulated very well at all in the earlier builds was the GPS. Not the GPS, I'm sorry, the approaches. So the G1000 was a little bit lacking. I'll play around with it and see what it looks like in the release build. Yeah, looks really nice. A couple of graphical artifacts. That building there doesn't look super amazing, but you can tell that that's the theater complex.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha, frequency change.
Very easy to see that this is the 580-680 interchange. So if you were doing VFR, it would be super simple to navigate visually. And that's what VFR stands for, Visual Flight Rules. Then we got all of Livermore over there. We got the airport right here. You can see the beacon from the tower, which you absolutely can see in real life. Maybe not during the day as much, but at night. Mount Diablo looks great. Concord Airport is right over there. And just use a little bit of rudder to kind of turn. And we'll adjust our mixture. And we'll head over towards Oakland, which is right over here. Let's switch back to inside real quick. And we're passing 3,200 feet. Our altimeter's right there. Let's see if we can level this bad boy off. A little bit of nose down trim, see if we can fly straight and level. The trim seems very, very sensitive. And the button on the joystick is not not working very well at all. Wow, and the yoke is super sensitive too. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull our RPM back to about 2,400. Looking at the RPM right here, 2450 is probably fine. I'll see if I can get it closer to 2400. Oil pressure looks good, oil temperature looks good. Yeah, 2410, 2420. A little bit lower. And there we go. Cool, so you're noticing the high dynamic range. So when I look down, we're getting more glare up here. It's harder to see. When I look up, it kind of evens itself back out. That's to simulate your eyes adjusting to the environment. Yeah, I mean, these hills look really, really nice. We got San Jose Airport kind of down in that area. San Jose International. Hayward should be right about over in this direction. Probably right behind the A-frame right here. We got the Bay Bridge, Golden Gate off in the distance here. We got some of the Oakland runways. You can see the runway approach lights kind of glittering, I guess, over there. A little bit brighter than they would be in real life. But not a bad thing. Alright, we'll get our taxi landing light off. We'll leave strobe navigation beacon on. But yeah, this looks really good. Cool, so let's do this. We'll fly over Oakland. We'll take a look from the outside of the plane when we get to Oakland. And then what we'll do is we'll fly over to San Francisco International. We'll just do a flight directly over it. And then from there, we will head over to Half Moon Bay. And Half Moon Bay will be kind of something fun to see, and then we'll come back over the Golden Gate Bridge. Huh, why is my stream private? That's interesting. There we go. Interesting that Eugene and Austin got on because my stream was set to private. Oh well. I had a friend try and join and say, hey, your stream is private. Alright. So let me adjust this and see if I get my trim to work out correctly. Alright, no hands, and losing a little bit of altitude, but I'll adjust the rest of it with power. And actually, as we speed up, it's gonna... Awesome, Austin. Yeah, the bay looks really well done. Looks like they fixed a lot of the visual issues that we were having in the earlier build. So here's Oakland International. I'll go ahead and switch to the external view. Let me know if the engine sounds are too loud. I tried to turn it down a bit, just so that it's not super loud for y'all. But here's downtown Oakland, and Hayward down here. South Oakland Hills, we just departed from Livermore, which is right over in this area. Here's something that's kind of weird. Like, we can still see the airport beacon light over here, the tower beacon. You probably wouldn't be able to see that during the day this far away. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think that's all right. So what we'll do is we'll fly to Oakland Coliseum, which is this area. It's kind of a visual checkpoint before you head over the 30 numbers. And it looks like there's an airplane. Oh, there was some lights over there. It looked like there was either an airplane or maybe a ground vehicle I'm taxiing around over there. But downtown Oakland looks great. We're flying towards the Coliseum. From the Coliseum, usually Oakland Tower will, or I guess Oakland Center will hand you off to Oakland Tower, and then they'll clear you to fly over the runway 30 numbers at 1,400 feet. I'm not going to worry too much about airspace in the sim. I just want to kind of do a visual tour and see what it looks like. But yeah, so far they're nailing the Bay Area. Mount Diablo off in the distance. Let me know if there's anything specific you want me to see or try. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of do my own little tour here. We got the two General Aviation runways over here, the main runway 30 over here along the water. So, flying guinea pig, I actually got the, I went and signed up for the Game Pass free month, and am just using that to get the standard version. I wanted to test this out before I bought any of them, so I'll probably end up getting the premium because it looks like they fixed a lot of the issues I had with the earlier build. So here's the Oakland Coliseum. This is where the Oakland A's play. I've been to a Tool concert here, a lot of fun. But here we go, flying over Oakland International Airport. Got a golf course right here. General Aviation pilots will land on these two runways here, and they'll basically be doing the right-hand traffic pattern over here. And then all of the big boys come and land on runway 30. And I actually have some real-world aviation footage of me landing on runway 30 because right now during the pandemic they have less traffic, so you're actually able to do that, which is kind of fun. I don't know what that green arrow is. I don't think that's there at Oakland, but maybe. If it is, I doubt it's that bright green. That looks super, super green. And generally what they'll do is they'll have you fly over the 30 numbers here. This is the main terminal for Oakland. Southwest usually owns this section of it, and then everybody else is kind of, you know, Terminal 1. So I'll have you fly over runway 30, and then they'll have you head direct to the San Mateo Bridge, which is over here. We'll see what it looks like. In the earlier build, it was not super amazing. We'll see if they fixed it yet. Got some traffic going through there, kind of fun. I honestly don't know what my mic sounds like. This is an actual aviation headset, and I've got it plugged into my computer using an adapter. And oh look, there we go. Got some real world traffic coming in. And so I don't know what the mic sounds like. Earlier, I guess it was not sounding that amazing, and I did some adjustments to make it sound better. And this is something that you will definitely see if you're flying over Oakland in the real world. They'll be landing right under you. It's actually really cool. So I believe this is using live traffic. So I'm pretty sure that that plane probably just landed at Oakland. I didn't turn off any of the traffic or anything. I changed the time to 4 o'clock this afternoon instead of 9:16 right now. We wouldn't be able to see very much. Although once we get to the Golden Gate Bridge, I could change the time. This is just the standard version, Brian. This one is, I signed up for the Game Pass month trial for $1 and grabbed the standard version of Flight Sim. I wanted to test it out before I picked it up, before I decided which version to get. Pretty nice though. There is a bug where you cannot fill the plane up more than 50%. Kind of annoying. Awesome, Brian. That's awesome. Did we have anything else coming in? Well, maybe we'll be able to find it. Guess I could go check FlightAware. Or Flight Radar 24. And let's do Oakland International. Alright, so there should be a plane. Yep, there he is. That guy right there. He's coming in to land at San Francisco. So this is the San Mateo Bridge. So this is South Bay, basically. If you're looking at the map, north is that direction. So you have the Bay Bridge, you have the Golden Gate right here where the channel is. Oakland International, San Francisco International is right over here. And then we got that guy. Does not exist in real life. Neither does that guy. But there is a plane who's coming in to land. And now I'm not seeing where he went. But he should be right about here. There he is. That guy? I see lights. Whatever. So the San Mateo Bridge doesn't look any different than in the beta. This is actually a bridge that goes very steep up and over and comes back down. Here it's just flat the entire length. Not a huge deal. I mean, you can tell that it's here, but it's pretty impressive in real life. I don't know what that guy's doing. Yeah, this is just kind of a flat bridge. San Carlos is over in this direction. That's where Jason Miller of the Finer Points of Flying flies out of. No liveries yet, Brian. This is the 172, yes. I believe liveries are coming. I'm not sure if they're going to be paid upgrades in the future or if they're going to be updated for free. But for the release, no liveries. So this is the standard version, so we'll go take a look at what San Francisco looks like without any of the handcrafted stuff. And I actually got cleared to do a straight-in approach at San Francisco since we don't have any traffic flying around now during pandemic season. And it was quite the treat. You can change your tail number though. But no liveries. Not yet. Yeah, this guy should basically be where I'm at. He'd probably be a little bit below me because I'm high on the approach. But he should be right about there. And he's not synced up. I see a plane there. I wonder if that's supposed to be this guy. Let's do a turn and find out. We'll see if he keeps coming in. Because then we'll say that these guys are, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes delayed. And descending because I didn't add power. Yep, that's the guy coming in. So he's actually delayed by, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Not bad though. And this is American Airlines 756. Can I turn on traffic? Where is traffic? Traffic nameplate's on. Nope. Different plane. That should be American Airlines 756. ASA 318 is taking off and going southbound, but he's not here. Okay, so something, you know what? I wonder if this is actually pulling traffic from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That would be cool, if it's pulling, previous traffic information to display. That would be really cool. But I don't know the answer to that. Alright, so let's head over towards Half Moon Bay, which is this direction. Well, you guys want to go over San Francisco first, and then head over to Half Moon Bay, or what do you guys want to do? San Francisco's right here. We can take a look at what it looks like. This is, again, just the standard version, so it's not a handcrafted airport. But it is going to be the AutoGen scenery for San Francisco International. And then over here we got the 101 freeway, which usually is not this empty. Yeah, there are cars. You can see these guys here are actually, well, I think they're modeled. Can't tell from this high up. You can see the guys moving down on the freeway and all of that. Those are actually car models moving around. So like that guy is modeled. And they do basically what the DCS cars do. So when they get to like the end of a cul-de-sac, they just spin around instantly and go back the way they came. Stuff like that. Cool. So here is San Francisco International. It actually looks pretty good for being AutoGen scenery. And this is very much what it looks like when you're right over the airport. And I'll probably be putting together some flight footage from earlier this month where I actually got to fly around right over San Francisco. My side cameras got overheated and shut off, so I have a 360 camera so you can see from the inside of the plane outside. Not as impressive as like a window camera, but still looks pretty good. Tower's too tall, and it's also a separate building. But overall, this looks pretty good. So I've got the Honeycomb Flight Alpha yoke, and I'm using just the Logitech throttle quadrant. Yeah, let's go check out Half Moon Bay. Hey, Hawaii, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm just using a normal aviation headset. I have an adapter that I got from Flight Sound X, I guess, is the company. And so I can just use my regular aviation headset with my computer, and I'm assuming that's why the mic sounds like what it sounds like. A little bit of a graphic anomaly there. Probably where two tiles are overlapping. But honestly, this looks really, really good. Let's see, Stanford University would be somewhere right around there. San Carlos, if you guys watch the Finer Points of Flying, his airports, San Carlos is right around this area. Palo Alto's a little bit more south. Really neat. And this is my stomping grounds. This is where I usually go flying when I am out myself. Got Mount Diablo off in the distance. So, I believe this is 280, the Freeway 280. There's some cars moving around. You can see that it's a mix of actual models, so you can see the models moving, and satellite photo cars that are just kind of stationary. So there is a little bit of a mix on that, but honestly, just kind of flying around, you're not going to notice. We're going to cut right over here to get over to Half Moon Bay. We'll take a look at what that looks like. And then we'll head up to the Golden Gate Bridge. And hey, there's American Airlines 756. That's the one that was landing. So they're about 5 minutes delayed. That was the one that I was looking at earlier and said it wasn't there. So slightly delayed, but actually pretty cool. I'd say that's about 5-6 minutes. Alright, so let's turn west. We'll go over the coast. No fighters. No fighters. The jets that they have are commercial jets. I guess the most maneuverable planes are going to be like the stunt planes, the Extra 300 and the biplane. Can't remember the name of the biplane. But no fighters. Would be nice to have a P-51 or something like that. That would be kind of fun. But I've got DCS for that, to be honest with you. As you can see, the plane is kind of getting bounced around by wind. If I stop moving the camera, you guys can see it kind of rocking around as we're going over here. So whatever thermals are coming through the hills are being modeled. And then there's Half Moon Bay right over here. The graphics are pretty stunning. Definitely not going to complain about the graphics. Hey, thanks, Austin. Yeah. I put those together. You know, I originally started doing the tutorials because I wanted to get my friends into DCS. So I just tried to explain them as if I was explaining it to my friends and hope that it was going to help other people. Yeah, a little bit of graphical wonkiness here, but I guess it can't be perfect. One of the other things I don't really like about their camera zoom is the fact that when you zoom out, it doesn't just change the distance from the plane of the camera. It gives it that like fisheye lens look. If you look at the corners, it's actually kind of like rounding everything out, which I think looks really bad. But I think that's just personal preference. So here we are, Half Moon Bay. Airport's right there. Usually there's a ton of boats in here and a ton of birds. You got seagulls everywhere. You guys want to go in for a landing? Do a touch and go? Let's go ahead and line up. Where are we? Mixture full rich. We'll cut our throttle pretty aggressively. Let's see, we're probably going to want to do a slip of some sort. Where are we? Alright, let's level off and pull power all the way back, and we'll get within flaps range. Once we get to flap speed, we'll just dump the flaps. That'll slow us down even more. White arc is flaps. All good. Full flaps. And we'll turn towards the runway. Watch our airspeed. And what we will do is what's called a slip. So I'm going to put in full right rudder. and left aileron to kind of balance us out. And this should basically just kill our altitude while maintaining airspeed. So we're just basically like hover dropping out of the sky. And we'll put nose down a little bit. Looks like some of the boat textures are going under the water. I'm sure that can be fixed, but there's usually tons and tons of boats here. Alright, we're white on white, so we're still a little high. We'll keep our slip coming. This actually feels pretty accurate. And we'll get our power back in a bit. And kind of ease off on our slip. And 2,000 RPM's a bit much. Still need to slow down a bit. Nope, ATC is not talking to me. That's the GPS. Will actually let you know when you're 500 feet above the ground. The G1000. Here we are, runway 30. Red on white, we're all right. A little fast, 67. Reduce our throttle. Now we'll come in and we'll just kind of hold the plane off the runway until it slows down and sets itself down. Idle. There we go. Now we'll get our flaps up. And full power. Cutting a little close on the end of the runway here. And rotate. And here we go. Do external view. Climb up above the trees and head off towards the Golden Gate Bridge. Obviously, if this were real life, I would not be flying over the houses this low. They would probably call and report me. But definitely trying to give you guys a little bit of a show. That looks pretty. Yeah, Hawaii. Well, we're going to hit the Golden Gate Bridge, and that's going to put us right next to downtown, and also up right over Alcatraz. And then this is all Half Moon Bay, and we're going to be flying up towards Pacifica, which is another city. South San Francisco, kind of. We'll take a look at some of the coastline textures and modeling, geography. Geography? We'll also take a look at Point Reyes, because there's actually a really cool lighthouse over by the Golden Gate Bridge. I want to see if they've modeled it, or if it got auto-genned, properly in the game. And in the real world over here, we're actually right underneath the Bravo airspace, so I don't know if you know very much about airspaces and stuff like that, but we would want to be staying right around 1,000 feet. There's actually a shelf that extends down to, I think they just changed it, and I think it's like 1,200 feet now, so you want to stay below that. It looks like we got some wonky road textures over here. And wonky cliffs. I mean, look at that. I would not want to drive on that. I guess at altitude that's not going to look too bad, but yeah, down close like this, it does look kind of sketchy. Alright, so we got the city of Pacifica right over here. I've actually got some friends who live in Pacifica. And they actually might live right over here, because I think it's right around the corner from this kind of outlet thing. I think that's Daly City. I think this is Pacifica. That's a Safeway right here, shopping center. And then my friend lives like right in this little neighborhood, which is kind of fun. What I should do is get GoPro Max and set the GoPro Max like out on the top of the wing or something like that, and then do the weird super zoom so I can get this kind of oh look, shadow. Where's the plane? Where's the plane? Where's the plane? There he is. SkyWest 3369. Nice. I am not with the Grim Reapers, no. And we got some of the piers, San Bruno piers, probably. And then again, San Francisco International, we flew over it a little bit earlier, is right there. And then we got some of the San Francisco mountains, San Bruno, Daly City, downtown San Francisco. Well, downtown's right there, but like San Francisco, Golden Gate Park is this large kind of green cutout in the middle of the city. Yeah, man, it looks great. This game is really, really well done for like a VFR simulator, and I think for that it nails it out of the park. VFR, for anybody who doesn't know, is visual flight rules, what they call it, and it's flying when you're able to see. IFR is instrument flight rules, and that's when it's cloudy or hard to see. And this game is less than ideal for that, or at least it was when I was playing it earlier. The avionics on the plane, the G1000, you can't load approaches. You kind of have to set it up in the planner. Let's hop back in. We'll take a quick look. So there's a Golden Gate Bridge over there. Sutro Tower does not look like what Sutro Tower looks like in real life. That looks like a blob. In real life, it looks really cool. Almost kind of looks like a tuning fork. It's got a couple of towers that kind of go up like that. So if I wanted to, let's see, can I do direct enter anymore? Or yet, I should say. Direct K. L. V. K. Enter. Enter. Oh! That works now. That did not used to work. So that's kind of fun. On the way back, I'll see if I can load an approach. Now, I don't use the G1000 in my plane. Mine's got a steam gauge cockpit, and I use Dynan different avionics system, so I'm not used to using the G1000 for IFR. I do kind of know how to walk my way through it and at least load an approach, and so I'll see if I can do that on the way back. As of a month ago, they weren't working at all, so if it does anything, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. Alright, we'll switch back out to the external view. Yeah, this all looks really, really well done. So that's the Sutro Tower. Let's see. It kind of looks like the right shape-ish, but it's not the right colors. And oh, yeah, that looks like garbage too. Don't zoom in too close. You'll notice all the things that are wrong. I wonder if it would pop in if I got closer. Some of the, level of detail distances are a little bit differently. Yeah, it does have the DA-40, yes. So here's Golden Gate Park. And then, of course, the Golden Gate Bridge. Alcatraz is right there. Looks like we have a cruise ship, maybe two. And then we got the Bay Bridge going over here. Treasure Island and Angel Island. So the lighthouse is right on the end of that. Let's go take a quick look over there, and then we'll fly over the Golden Gate. During the Alpha, I tried flying under the Golden Gate Bridge. It's an invisible wall, so you'll just hit it and crash. So we won't do that. We'll go check out the lighthouse real quick. And then once we fly over the Golden Gate, what I'll do is I'll actually put it to dusk so we can see what the lighting looks like when we change it. Right now it's kind of like mid-afternoon, about 4 o'clock. So we will we'll change that up. This actually looks a lot better than it did in the Alpha. In the Alpha, these were just blobs. My mic is just. Alright, cool. I don't know what that means. Alright, I don't think they're going to be modeling the lighthouse. Looks like they just have the texture for the outcropping what the lighthouse is. Still, looks pretty good. Would be nice if this was super accurate, but I'm not going to fault them for it. Is there something down there? There is a building, so that's kind of cool. Lighthouse should be right there. Alright, let's head over towards the Golden Gate. I can switch to a different microphone if you'd like. I just wanted to test out the aviation headset this evening. Totally up to y'all. It would literally be changing one setting and moving my mic over. So Golden Gate Bridge looks good. You can see where they're kind of taking the texture and running it underneath the water, and then auto-generating the, or this might even be a placed 3D model. Alright, I'll switch over to the other mic.
Turn up the volume on that. Let me know how that sounds. Probably a lot better than the aviation headset. Yeah, you can see where the texture is here. Kind of underneath the bridge. And last time I tried, there was an invisible wall underneath, so if you tried to fly under it, you would just crash and it would say, oop, you died. And you can see a texture seam right there. But honestly, not that bad. There's actually a tunnel right there, so I know the road's disappearing, but there is a tunnel that it goes through. Alright, Angel Island is over here. This is Tiburon and Larkspur. So North Bay cities. The San Pablo Bay. San Pablo Bay is up here. That's where I actually did a lot of my training flights over in those areas. And then the Richmond Bridge should be right there, but it doesn't look like it's rendering. Maybe I'm not close enough. Alcatraz right here. Let's go take a look. And we got three cruise ships like triple parked over here, which I don't think would ever happen in real life. But if you're coming out here for Fleet Week, you're basically going to be sitting somewhere in these areas right here. Like here's the big park. There's a really cool little marina right in here. And right in this area as well. And you'll see all of the planes doing their stunt stuff over here. I'm going to go ahead and reduce my throttle so I can descend. We'll take a look at Alcatraz pretty close. The Bay Bridge, right here. Downtown San Francisco. And Treasure Island.
Or right over there. So I basically cut my throttle so that I can just descend. Background music. You just want me to play Danger Zone, don't you? So Alcatraz looks pretty darn good. The shadows are actually real time, as far as I understand it. They're being generated based on the 3D models, and this actually looks pretty realistic. If I'm in a cockpit flying towards the Golden Gate, it looks just like that. And Alcatraz, right out the window. A couple of graphical irregularities, but still, compared to the blob you get in other flight sims, this looks really well. Looks really good. Just looking at my airspeed, want to make sure I'm not going to stall. Alright. Kick our throttle up. Where are we? We're at 800 feet. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna say that looks like Alcatraz. Trees are a little bit big. Again, I think they're still kind of working on fine-tuning some of the sizes of the trees. But they're not quite that big on the island. You can actually see a lot more of the prison, a lot more of the buildings and stuff like that, but not bad. Alright. Kick it back up to about 2400 RPM. And let's do this. Let's change the time to 7:46. That's how easy it is to swap the times around. So now it's actually sunset. So if I go and switch back to external, we're basically at golden hour. Game looks pretty darn phenomenal. So Treasure Island, right beneath us. Bay Bridge. Not quite perfect. There's actually a big span here that everything kind of connects to. But looks good enough. Oakland International right over there. Mount Diablo. Berkeley. Emilio, if you set your region to, can't remember the country. Let me find it. You set the region to Kiribati, Kiribati, and you're signed up for Game Pass. You can download the standard version right now. Alright, so let's switch to inside camera again. I'm gonna see if I can load an approach to do like an RNAV at Livermore. Let me just get myself a little bit more throttle so I start climbing a little bit, and let me go procedures, select approach, enter, approach, enter, no, click, click, enter. Oh, it's not, doesn't have an airport selected. Let's see, flight plan. Here, Clear, clear, clear. Go away. Get rid of that. Activate flight plan. Make my cursor go, and I want to go to Kilo, Lima, Victor, Kilo, enter, and that's my flight plan. Alright, can I do approach now? Nope. Flight plan, KLBK. Oh, probably wants me to enter more than one. Here, I'll do direct Livermore, enter. Activate. And there we go, we'll do direct. Now let me see if I can do procedure. Select approach. Nope. Alright, that's fine. It's annoying though. Flight plan, KLBK. Let's do this. We'll do KCCR. Conquered. Go enter. And I'll do one more here. Back to KLBK. Procedure, select approach. Oh, there we go. Can I do the RNAV 25 right? Oh no, I want to do RNAV 25 right. See if the RNAV works. I doubt it. Oh, map panning doesn't work. Oh, looks like we got some traffic over there. And traffic up there too. Alright, so that's got to be Livermore right there. Let's see, what do we have? CDI is on localizer 2, GPS en route. We're doing an RNAV, so we want to be on the GPS line, so I'll just follow this and see what it looks like. Now, I don't have my plate with me. I believe I'm supposed to be at 3,700 feet. I'm above that, so I'm fine, especially here. I think it's 5,200 if I'm coming from anywhere. I guess I can look at SkyNav. I've still got friends trying to get on this stream, but they can't see it, so hold on 1 second while I play around with this. My channel. Here, let's see if this works. Alright. Different friend found a working link. Perfect. I can turn that off. Alright, so what do you want me to do? Zoom this out and see what's going on. See, I don't know why it wants me to go all the way. This makes no sense. Why? Yeah. See, in real life, you just get vectored to, like, U-Hut, and then you would just run the approach. So I think what I will do is I will go ahead and pretend like I'm getting vectored to final. So, I believe that's Livermore right there. And we could even change the weather if we wanted. Like, we've got it on live right now. We can change this to nighttime. These are all the windmills at the Altamont Pass. Set this to maybe overcast. Doesn't look like that's working. Rain. I'm probably in a cloud right now. Or did I just... Nope, there we go. Let's just do live weather. Set it to about 8 o'clock. And we'll come in. Nope. Did the game freeze? I think the game froze. Try to do too much. There we go. I'm heading back to Livermore. I'm going to try and do an RNAV approach, instrument rated approach into Livermore. Looks like we got our live clouds. We got Concord, Buchanan over here. That's where I did my flight training. Really nice airport. I actually live right around there-ish, like on the other side of the mountain. And my home airport, Livermore, is just over the dashboard here, right there. We're going to see if we can come in and actually do this approach. Let's see, we'll pull this back to about 2400. That's good enough. Hey, thanks, Flying Guinea Pig. I plan to, and I actually have a bunch of footage to put together from some actual flying that I went and did. Pretty cool footage right over San Francisco Airport, flying around the bay, landing at Oakland on the main runway. A lot of really cool stuff. Alright, let's see what the weather is.
Livermore Airport information, Lima 0300 Zulu. Flight 264 at 7. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, few clouds at 12,600 feet. Temperature, 29er. Dew point, 10. Altimeter, 29er.9er tree. Visual runway 25 left and ILS runway 25 right in use. Landing and departing runway 25 left and runway 25 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Lima.
Alright, we have Lima.
Livermore Airport information, Mike 0300 Zulu. Flight 264 at 7. Visibility, tree. Sky condition,
I can't choose
few
the...
clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds
my
at
God. Okay,
4,300
let's switch
feet, few
this.
clouds at 12,600 feet. Temperature, 29er. Dew point, 10. Altimeter, 29er.
Alright.
Salinas Airport information, Golf 0300 Zulu.
Interesting.
Windcom. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, few clouds at 12,600 feet. Temperature, 27. Dew point, 10.
Turn that off. So it's not letting me switch back to the tower now, which is kind of interesting. Should be able to switch to the Livermore Tower. 118.1. Let's see if we can manually do it. See if we'll get anybody. 118.1. And I know that because Livermore is my home airport. Alright, do we have any... There we go. Full stop. Class D transition. So I guess I can't file ILS? I guess not. We'll do it anyway. Here we are. Torque, so yeah, he gains, and then U-Hut should be over there. And what we will do is we'll come down to our flight plan. And let's see, we want to go to U-Hut, direct. That's not it. Just try enter. No. So we should just be able to hit direct enter and it should just take us there. See if I can actually just... Oops. Yeah, not a fan. UUT. It's not even letting me select it. Alright. Guess we're just gonna go in normally. Landing light, taxi light on. Livermore's down there. Go ahead and do full mixture. And why did full mixture kill my engine? I have carb ice? That doesn't make any sense. Fuel pump on. Let's try that. Alright, so that's bugged. Let's get our cabin lights on here. Why did I lose power going full mixture? That makes no sense at all. Alright. So there aren't quite this many windmills at the Altamont Pass in real life. I mean, this is kind of excessive. But yeah, the red lights that you see at night are pretty stark. There's a lot of them, just not quite this many, and they blink at you too in real life. Alright, let's go ahead and turn towards the airport. I was going to do it on ILS, or I'm sorry, an RNAV, but once again, the G1000 is not set up to do instrument approaches at the moment. Just kind of sad. You'll notice that we're bouncing around. That's the wind coming up over the Altamont Pass. This is actually pretty realistic. You will get quite a bit of turbulence over the Altamont Pass. So generally you'd fly almost over to Tracy, and then you'd start at 3700 and then descend down into Livermore. But since you can't do like pop-up IFR stuff yet, if I had started at a different airport and I had loaded an instrument flight plan, I would have been able to do an instrument approach. A lot of them are actually not set up correctly, so you're actually coming in offset on an RNAV, and an RNAV it's a GPS approach that should lead you literally right down the runway. For some reason, they put you off to the side, and I'm sure that that'll get addressed in the future. But at the moment, it's not ideal if you want to practice instrument. Hey, thanks, Guinea Pig. I got a lot of DCS content, a lot of aviation concepts stuff using DCS. DCS is kind of my favorite sim. It feels the most realistic to me. I like to fly the P-51. It just feels like I feel like a plane should, like a prop should. X-Plane is all right, and Flight Sim looks fantastic and is awesome for VFR. But if you want to do anything more advanced, not quite there yet. They're working on it, and I'm sure that it will be there soon, just not yet. Alright, so let's set this to 1700 RPM, 1800 RPM. We'll start our descent. And we will make sure that our nose stays up so that we can slow down. We control our airspeed with our pitch and our descent rate with our power. And I want to keep RPM right around 1700. I guess it would be fun to fly helicopters in real life. It's a lot more expensive than flying an aircraft, a plane. And that's kind of the main reason that I haven't really pursued helicopters. One of the reasons. If a plane has an engine out, you still have a pretty good chance of making it alive. Helicopter has an engine failure. You can auto-rotate, but I don't know, that just doesn't seem... That kind of scares me. Alright, so put in... Let's see, where are we? We're on final. I'll just do full flaps. We're good. Slow ourselves down. Get our RPM back up a little bit, closer to 1700. Actually, I think I'm a little bit high, so I don't really need to do that. Alright, lights are set. Gas on both. Undercarriage down and welded. Mixture is full rich, well, as rich as it's going to be without killing the engine. Passenger brief, seat belts. So my airspeed is right around where I want it to be, like 70-ish. If I wanted to speed up, I would just kind of point my nose down a little bit. My airspeed would climb. I'd also lose a little bit of altitude, but airspeed would climb quicker. And then if I want to slow down, I'll just pull my nose back. And then that'll also kind of slow my descent rate down. So if I wanted to slow down and also increase my descent rate, I would pull power back just a bit. But I think I'm all right here. In real life, I'd be trimming, but since my trim button doesn't work at all in this, it's way too sensitive. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hand fly it all the way in, getting a little slow. So I'll point down. And the VASI's not working. There should be red-white light over there telling me what my approach looks like. And I am not seeing it. Also, this light goes all the way to the base of the runway at Livermore in real life. Just a nitpick. 65, looking good. I am a little bit high, but that's fine. I'd rather be high than low. I'm a little bit off center line. That's the marker, so if we're doing instrument, that's just letting me know that I'm near the inner marker by the runway. At this point, if I did not have the runway in sight, because it's too cloudy, I would essentially initiate a missed approach, do a go around. Alright, we got the runway made. We'll go to idle. Approach, 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 and then hold the nose off the runway. And there we go. We'll do flaps up. Flaps up lets you, basically kills the lift of the plane, so you can just pull back on the stick and slow the plane down. Let's see, did they go all the way up? Yeah, they did. Plane shouldn't be pulling back at 20 knots like that. But there we go. Alright, cool. Well, thanks for joining me on this quick little flight, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We'll set the time back to middle of the day. Let's see, let's do like noon. And yeah, really cool simulator. Great for VFR flight. Don't recommend it for instrument training. Oh, look at that. Pause, pause, pause. Probably going to end up somewhere over here since the sim is loading, whatever it's loading. There we go. Also, I'm glad that they had the taxiways implemented again. There was a period where the taxiways were just dirt. Dirt and grass, and they didn't render properly. But yeah, this looks like Livermore. I mean, obviously that building over there on the left and the tower don't look anything like what they do in real life. But the trees look okay. This is kind of the welcome center. Tower would be right there. There's usually about this many planes on the ramp. I don't think I've ever seen emergency vehicles parked on the ramp. But generally from here, I would go and refuel. The refueling pump is right here-ish, which is not modeled in this sim. And let me not hit the emergency vehicles. And then after I got my, oh, there's the fuel pump. Once I got gas, I would continue down here. And this is actually real, seeing a car driving down on this little driveway. Yeah, that tower has seen better days. I hope the tower staff is okay. Oh my god, my centerline discipline is terrible. My instructor would be mortified if he saw me. And then my hangars are over here, where my flight club has a lot of their planes. That's usually where I take off from. That's why if you ever see my real world videos, I'm always like on this end of the runway, just because I'm standing right in front of the hangar. Oh, there comes a plane. I'll video some of that. That looks kind of cool. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me. Hope this was informative. I'm actually much happier with the state of the game than I was about a month and a half ago, and it looks really good. These trees don't exist. This is a gate to exit the airport grounds. But hey, you know what? Looks all right, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and we got our landing taxi, nav, strobes off, beacons still on, turn avionics off, and we will pull mixture all the way back. Kill the engine. Battery off, and key off and out. All good. Oh, X-Plane lets you open the doors. Why doesn't Flight Simulator? Anyway, guys, have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Hope this was informative, and I plan on doing more Flight Simulator streams and or videos. I'm actually going to, I have a flight that I want to put together comparing a real world flight with a flight in Flight Simulator, and we'll see how that comes together now that we have access to the game. So that should be coming soon-ish, but yeah, this actually does look pretty similar to the view from the northeast hangars. So pretty excited about that. Alright guys, have a good night. Bye.